look at this. Turned into a little poodle, little shih tzu. Little kid say, where'd grandpa go? Hey, Segovia, back with another video on this beautiful Friday. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, we're ready. We're ready today. We got an ice cold sparkling water over here in my mind. This is a brewski. I ain't gonna do too much chit chatting. Y'all, I got in trouble yesterday for chit chatting. I got told nobody cares about Mama Bear. No one cares about the baby. Who cares what you're doing? We're here for the videos. But I know all my real Cave fam out there, they love the chit chat. They love to see how the family's going. Salute to y'all. But anyways, y'all, we ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna try to take it easy today. Yesterday I was on enough with the chit chat. Let's do what we all came here for. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I sound really stupid saying this, but this doesn't make any sense. So this water is constantly flowing downstream, coming from this water source. Where does this water come from? So let's just say there's a lake all the way upstream, somewhere up there. How does the lake continue to supply this water for this river without the lake ever emptying? Because look how fast this water is traveling. Look how much water is going down there every second. Again, I know I may sound stupid, but I challenge one person to tell me the answer without looking it up.
Kash Patel, and I don't understand this story at all, but apparently the top 10 FBI's most wanted during the entire Biden era, I think 0 were arrested. 0 of the top 10. How many of them do you think that Kash Patel has already caught? Of the top 10 most wanted? All 10.
Not easy in 2 months.
What were they doing? It's the top 10. He caught all top 10 in what, just weeks? Are you telling me that wasn't possible before? Well, I don't even understand. How is this even remotely possible that Biden's administration got 0 and then Kash in a few weeks got all 10? What?
Anything they say, once I found out recycling was a lie. Do you know recycling's a lie, right?
Yeah. There was a great episode of Penn and Teller's bullshit on that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's great. You would like it because it was funny, but it was also just absolutely cut.
It all goes in the same hole. They're not, ever since China decided to stop taking our recyclables, that's it. They just put it, but we still separate it. We still have the blue garbage can and the green garbage
You'll
can.
get fined if you don't.
Yeah, in some places, yeah, that's right.
See where I'm at, you have to pay. Well, I pay monthly for my garbage can, y'all. My garbage can, when it's all said and done, is going to be a $30,000 garbage can, right? Because the city charges us not only to pick up our trash, but they charge us like a renting fee for that garbage can. So I could pay for a recycling trash can, but I mean, it's a scam. You know what I mean? If it was free, I would, just so I have extra trash, because our trash can fills up quick. But homie ain't paying $30 a month for garbage can. Chaos over there, y'all. Crazy times we're in.
These 4 deputies, all 4 from Harris County, Texas, gone within 6 weeks, and they're putting a big S word on it. I don't know, y'all. Something about this is not right at all. I get it. Stress is real. Mental health is real. I'm not dismissing that. I'm just saying, all 4 of these people, same county, same office, all gone within 6 weeks from unaliving themselves? Something is not adding up, y'all. It gotta be something hidden deeper behind the scenes. Were they about to speak on something? Or were they involved on something that was about to get brought to the light? Like, what the hell is going on? The thing I don't like is how fast they swept this shit under the rug. They just like, oh yeah, they all 4 of them unalived themselves, and that's the end of the case. But I'm telling y'all, when you see patterns like this, it's not just a coincidence. Somebody knows something, or somebody saw something. I feel like they cleaning house. Something went down in Harris County that they probably knew about and they didn't want to come to light. So these people might have had some answers. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
Macron thing. I watched 2 hours of that today.
Me too. Have you seen her?
Macron's a man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, Bridget Macron's a man.
Got you.
Yeah,
She
she
got
got
you.
me.
She
Candace
got
got me. She got me hook, line, and sinker.
Dude,
I was eating breakfast today.
Yeah, I do the same
I was
shit.
eating elk steaks, watching Candace Owens on my YouTube.
I love her. Did you
I was
see?
like, this is crazy. This is
have
crazy.
you dived into her Harvey Weinstein?
I watched the first episode of that.
Bro,
Crazy. It's crazy.
All right, everybody, you want to
I'll
know
have to
where
check those out.
KFC? Everybody's watching that commercial with the human guy being dipped into the gravy or whatever that stuff is. Listen, you want to know where the meat comes from? I have all the information. This tells you, okay? But what I want to tell you is what really freaked me out the most is that when I was doing research on where this meat's coming from in this fast food joints and in your grocery stores and what the future of food is, listen to this. Listen, all you have to do is you just type in and Google search what lab-grown meat companies are there, okay? And then this is going to come up. This page will come up. But when I was doing the research, the two top most extreme things that fried me the most, no pun intended, was there's a company, BioBQ in Texas, and they can literally grow lab-grown brisket. Okay, this fries me. All right. The next one that really, really gets me, because see what I saw at Costco when tallow was hot. Everybody knows that tallow's really hot, cooking tallow, all that. Now we have this company here out of Spain, and you know what they make? They make lab-grown tallow, lab-grown beef fat, and lab-grown pork fat, lab-grown chicken fat. That's why you should grow your own food. You should render your own meat. SAS-USA.com, my farm school, teaches you everything about growing food, all the way from growing it, butchering it, canning it. And if you don't want to eat lab-grown food and you are going to stop going to KFC, join my farm school today.
You know why? That's why I always say, like, it's just about calories in, there's no escaping it. There is no escaping. You can go cook your food in beef tallow you get at, Sam's Club or whatever. Beef, 100% beef tallow. Guess what? Lab grown, right? You can go get grass fed. Guess what? It's not. You just, there's no escaping it no more, y'all. There's just not escaping it, I mean, look at this. Turned into a little poodle, little shih tzu. Little kid said, "Where'd Grandpa go?" That wasn't real, probably, y'all. Entertainment purposes only.
It doesn't matter who you vote for, who
Don't
you
get
put
upset
in
over
office. They all belong to the other side. They're the pockets of the Illuminati. When you quit electing professional politicians, when you quit electing the guy who looks nice on television because he speaks good and he looks like the guy you wanted to marry or something like that, you're playing right into their hands. They've made it so impossible for another Abraham Lincoln to get elected to the office of president. And it's a wonder that we even have a chance at all. We need to send people to Congress and to government who are going to clean house. Kick all the members of secret societies out of the bureaucracy. Lock them up. Try them for treason. Kick the incumbents out. Send citizens to Washington. They do whatever they have to be approved by the people, but in secret, they're not at all.
There's no such thing as slavery. There was never any slavery. How can it be slavery if Lincoln, the president, is a black man?
He was black?
Of course. Go pull up the Library of Congress and you see his picture in there. Why do you think he's on a copper penny?
I've always heard that. Out of all the coins, they're all back is facing Abraham Lincoln. They're all facing this way on the coins, and the penny, he's facing their back, they got their back turned to him. I mean, pennies, you see a penny on the floor, you don't pick it up. You know what I mean? Usually, right? Smart people do. I don't, once in a while, but usually I don't. You see a nickel on the floor, you're going to pick it up. A dime, a quarter, you're going to pick it up. You know what I mean? So that's all psychological. It's like trash. You don't need it's trash. You can't get nothing with a pen. Like, it's just deep, y'all. I don't know if it's true. I've heard it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm sure the comments are going to be crazy. Keep it nice, people. Keep it nice in the comments.
Selena was dating a doctor in Mexico and keeping it from her man and her dad was always telling the lady, like, hey, watch her, where is she? Call me when she leaves, call me when she gets back. What the fuck is going on? I'm gonna fucking hurt you if you don't fucking like follow her, call her right now. And like, so she was going through all this pressure with the dad. La estaba amenazando a la lady. So she went to the point where she, pipes bursted.
Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm 0 years old when I found out this story.
For real?
Where does this story come from?
Shit, what do you mean? She was dating a doctor from Mexico.
Like, how do you know this?
And she was flying over there because it's out. Her story is out. She got interviewed and everything.
How come I never heard of this?
I never heard this either. That's what I'm talking about. You guys don't fuck with Selena.
Hey, brought to you here first. I'm just going to my
guy.
go. Fucking Isaac
TMZ
investigates.
Isaac, you hear it first. If you hear it, you're gonna be like, damn, low key.
I might have to do some research on this.
But at the same time, at the end of the day, that's not an excuse to kill someone. I mean, so if I'm suppressing the shit out of you, I come to work, I smack you in the back of the head all the time. I'm asking you, hey, tell Mike to fucking get his shit together. You're gonna be like, fool, I'm not a supervisor, dog. What if you burst and sock me in the face?
Quit the job.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Quit the fucking job.
Disney is suddenly getting a heart and saying that they are concerned with prices of the park and asking, why can't families afford Disneyland and why isn't it such a magical place? Well, I'm here to tell you, Disney is only magical if you're a millionaire. Let me say that again. Disney is only magical if you're a millionaire because you have to be able to afford the fast passes, okay? You can't just buy tickets to the park, okay? I have 5 people that I would have to take to that park, okay? My son wants to go for his birthday, right? So it's not just like $150 a ticket because you won't get on any rides. So if you want to do fast passes, that could add on another $400 per ticket. Then you have all the food. Forget about staying at Disney. Nobody can afford that, again, unless you're a millionaire. But to be able to pay to have the magical experience, you have to be able to get ahead in the lines because everybody knows you go to Disney and you're lucky if you get on 1 to 2 rides. And most of the times it's not even the ride you wanted to get on. It's just the ride you're settling on because the lines are so insane. You have California Adventure, the Lightning McQueen ride, that's always 2 hours. It's just all these theme parks are way too expensive. And look at any father leaving any Disney park. They're crying because it's so hard to enjoy it because you're thinking about how much money you just wasted. Your kids are like, I'm tired. Oh, I want that lightsaber. No, that lightsaber is $75 we can't afford. I mean, it's just Disney. It is not magical at all. They're like, can middle-class families not afford? No. You have to be a millionaire. You have to be a millionaire to enjoy Disney parks, period. And all the food, trash. The food is trash. I'm like, you guys can't just put up a decent food place. Like you go, you get some burger that's worse than McDonald's. It's just the quality of Disney parks. Walt Disney would roll over in his grave because this is not the original Disney. It's not magical. They need to rebrand themselves and say it's magical for millionaires. Everybody else, stay at home. Stay at home because you can't afford Disney, along with myself. Don't feel bad. I can't afford it either. Okay? What do you guys think? Let me know about this in the comments. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of TikTok.
It's crazy. It's expensive. The food, he's right. There's some good food there. I haven't been in a while, so I don't know how expensive it is. But I remember back in the day, your ticket, you can go scan it and you get a fast pass, right? You would get like, I don't know, 1 fast pass every, let's just say 3 hours. So it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you scan it. All right, your fast pass is between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Anytime between that, you can use this ticket. Fast passes were free, right? But you were only limited to maybe like 4 a day. I guess now you got to pay for them. They took those little booths out. Now you got to pay for fast passes. Like, That's crazy. The only way to get around the fast pass, I guess, is to be a single rider. That's last time I went, you can be a single rider and instead of a 2 hour wait, it'd be like a 30-minute wait. But you're gonna ride next to some random couple or some random family. You're gonna be in the car in the picture with them like this with the random family behind you. You're not gonna be with your family or your person you went with.
Was just told to stockpile 72 hours worth of household goods. Is there something that we don't know, or what's going on? Basically, according to the EU Preparedness Union strategy for multiple risks, including geopolitical disasters and geopolitical tension going on, Trump, the possibility of armed aggression from partner states, natural disasters, and cyber attacks is the reason why they saying, y'all need to stockpile for 72 hours. Y'all need to stockpile for 3 days. Because, we are uncertain for 3 days of what's going to happen to the future of the European nation, the European Union, whatever. I know y'all probably saying, what this got to do with America? Everything. This got everything to do with America. Why wouldn't they say, oh, yeah, y'all need to stop? Why would they say that? They over there bullying them Europeans, bro, in the European nation, bro. That's what they doing, bro. Y'all need to start watching the news because I'm tired of telling y'all about news. Y'all don't watch enough news, bro. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all just going to work, going to home, going to eat. You not watching the news, bro. Watch the news and keep up what's going on. Follow the money.
It's on the news now that Chick-fil-A just announced that they are changing their chicken. It was said in this news clip that in 2014, they changed their chicken to an antibiotic-free chicken. So they mean before 2014, they was already using chemicals and antibiotics. But I think that's a lie. They've been using chemicals and stuff in their chicken. See, me personally, I ain't ate meat in 3 years because we really ain't supposed to anyway as humans. I've been telling people for years that this food ain't the same no more. I'm telling y'all think y'all eating chicken, y'all ain't eating no chicken. And you wonder why so many people be addicted to eating Chick-fil-A? Because they putting drugs in the chicken. Now here it is in 2024, they just announced that they will be using antibiotics in their chicken. Check out this news clip.
And this next story, I don't know how I feel about it. Changes are coming to Chick-fil-A's chicken. Right now, the fast food chain serves antibiotic-free chicken, but will begin serving no antibiotics important to human medicine chicken. The change means that some antibiotics might be used if the chickens become sick. They say it's in order to maintain providing high-quality chicken to its customers. Chick-fil-A previously changed to antibiotic-free chicken back in 2014.
But while I'm in my house, I'm playing poker on my computer, a guy comes to my front door, and I didn't actually even know, but my girl was communicating with him through the box in the front of our house with the camera, and basically he's trying to serve you with a subpoena. I immediately hop on the line with my lawyer. I say, what should I do? I don't want to, handle this situation wrong. And over and over and over, I've sat down with rappers or whoever who tell me about situations in which they divulge too much information to the police or whoever, and it ended up coming back to bite. Now, that being said, I'm not really that worried because I know that I myself haven't been involved in any criminality, but I figured I would have my lawyer take care of it. So my lawyer reaches out to the guy who came to my door. She assures me that she's going to be able to ask the FBI agent a handful of questions, and from that information be able to ascertain, is Adam in trouble? Is Adam going to be, forced to hand over a crazy amount of information? This is the thing that my lawyer comes back to me with. She said the feds were interested in one thing and one thing only. That the feds wanted was the cease and desist from Big U to No Jumper, asking us to take down the episode in which Loose Cannon first made the explosive statements that suggested that Big U had previous knowledge of Nipsey Hussle's death. Oh, the FBI is interested in what Big U's involvement in Nipsey's death might be.
You want to know the fastest?
Like, it's crazy. These people that were in that indictment are calling into his podcast talking about the case. Like, if I was in that position, I ain't talking to nobody. I'll talk to family, but I'm like, you know what I mean? But I was watching a little YouTube clip of Big U's son, who's on the Los Angeles Chargers. He just got drafted, like showing around his childhood home. And he showed a lot of celebrities that he's like, my dad's, good relationships with them. And I was just thinking like, damn, like he's just, extorting all these celebrities. And then he talked about, he had a picture of Nipsey Hussle and, saying how much he looked up to him and how his dad was his first manager. And this is all allegedly. I don't know if it's true. It's probably going to come to light pretty damn soon because they're opening up that Nipsey Hussle case, but they're saying that his dad, you know, was the one that put the hit out on Nipsey Hussle. So it's going to be crazy. Like, that's kind of eerie, like seeing this now as his son, which was a year ago, right? It wasn't just yesterday that, they've made that clip. Like, it was a year ago and he was just praising his dad, how he's, out here with all these celebrities, pictures with them. They send him memorabilia, and Nipsey Hussle looked up to his dad. Like, it's just crazy. And now that hindsight 2020 now, all that is extortion, and it's crazy, yo.
Start losing weight, you've got to just walk. Literally just walk every single day. Start with 10 minutes a day, start building that up, walk more, then walk faster. At the end of 90 days, you're not even going to recognize yourself. And that'll be the trigger in your brain that will make you want to do it more and will help you to want to eat better. And literally that'll change your life.
All of these cows are frozen still, and I wonder why. I'm going to show you guys a very curious chain of events. And everything I'm showing you is all unrelated, by the way. Look at these cows all standing in astonishment, not moving. The lady in the video insinuated that they were being updated. I wonder why that they would be solid statues, right? You wonder that too?
Hey there, folks. I think something's wrong. For miles and miles, these cows are lined up, single file, and not moving.
That is crazy, single file.
They're not moving all.
Completely unrelated, check out this crazy radar going off one more time so you can see it clearly in the locations of it. And completely unrelated, but y'all remember that crazy tornado outbreak that we just had? By the way, we have more coming. I don't know if you know that, but check out the radar. These 79 confirmed tornadoes in like 24 to 48 hours. But do you see where they are? By the way, you can add Scotland to the world fire list. More on that later.
This is why Jewish religious leaders are working tirelessly to make sure everything is prepared for the third temple. This is what's already in motion. Josh, check this out, guys.
Yeah.
And research this, okay? Blueprints for the third temple, fully designed and ready to be built. Done.
Wow.
The golden menorah, priestly garments, and the temple vessels, already created and in storage. Also, the Sanhedrin, reestablished and prepared to oversee temple services, Josh.
Yeah.
And now, the perfect red heifers are waiting to be sacrificed.
This is unreal. We're like actually seeing prophecy unfolding right now before our own eyes, right?
And the enemy knows that his time is short, brother.
Yeah.
That's why global forces are aligning to stop this from happening. The world is about to be shaken, Josh.
Yeah.
You remember how we spoke about the year we're in last podcast, 5,995?
Yep.
Guys, look how this is lining up.
So let me ask this question for our viewers who maybe didn't see the last show.
Sure.
Why now? Why is all this happening in 2025? And why the urgency?
Because 2025 may not just be the year of the red heifer sacrifice. It may be the final countdown before the Great Tribulation begins, guys.
Yeah. The record industry uses social engineering in rap. They encourage criminal behavior.
A lot of albums, a lot of dope songs people like are made by a group of people telling rappers what to say.
I've skydived into Superstitions. I have more than 100 jumps into the Superstition Mountains and then hiked back out. I've flown up and down canyons. I've even helped the sheriff out there find people that were lost. I found a girl. She was about 3 canyons over, hiding underneath a tree, and they said without me and my paramotor, they wouldn't have found her. There is some interesting things out there in the Superstitions. I discovered a door in the Superstitions that's approximately, I never measured it, never stood right next to it and measured it, but it's about 20 feet tall, and it has a swivel lock on top. And on the side, it has a hook, like a gate hook, and a door, like a doorknob, or a way to open the door. It looks like something for 2 fingers to slide into and to open the door up. Appears to be stone. I don't want to sound crazy, but I would say definitely there were giants in those superstitions. I definitely found a skull with a helmet, and it's definitely giant. I mean, it's as big as a Volkswagen Bug. And I was camping in my camper van. I heard boom, and the van shook. Boom, and the van shook. Boom, and the van shook. And it made me think of Jurassic Park. I threw the covers over my head, and I texted my friend Craig. I said, "Did you feel that?" And he said, "Don't shine a flashlight." And it made me think, oh my gosh, is it possible a giant could be alive in the superstitions? It's possible, maybe. I think you have to know what you're looking for in order to find it. There's a lot of things that are hidden in plain sight. You know, one has, you can see the skull really well in it. The second one, the skull looks smashed, and then you can see the bottom jaw with the teeth kind of laying off to the side. And that one, the helmet appears to be gold. And on the side of the helmet, there's it looks like it's stamped into the side of the helmet of a lion's head and a mane. And it's really ornate. It's like a Roman style with the what do you call the broom part. But you can see it really well. It's giant size though. And then the other one is propped up right next to a door that goes into the mountain. So Alta Stone's treasure map, my decipher. You know, there's a lot of people that say that they know where the Pralta stones take them, and I think it's great. You know, the Pralta stones are very difficult to decipher. I've mostly researched it from the sky or skydiving in and hiking in, and I've researched like the canyons, trade routes, water levels over the thousands of years, and really thought about where would I live if I was Aztec, right? Or Knights Templar, where would I be? The witch casting spells, actually a shadow. And at 5:30 p.m., when the sun's going down, that shadow appears on a wall. And it's like 200 feet tall. And you can see it's like a warlock. He has a big sharp beard, and you can see this pointy hat, and he's literally, it looks just like the Pralta stone, just like it. Yeah, and all the symbols of the witch casting spells, you can see each symbol perfectly. You know, the Knights Templar were supposedly practicing witchcraft. I think what was really going on, though, is I think the Knights Templar were teaching Christianity to the Aztec. And I think the Aztec lived in that region. The Apache said they had a box that they took to war with them. They called it their thunder god. They believed that their thunder god would protect them at war. Well, the Ark of the Covenant is a box. It was taken to war to protect, you know, whoever was fighting. I think they're one and the same. I think the Knights Templar took it to the New World to hide it, and they hid it with the Aztec. I also wrote another book about the Lost Dutchman's Treasure. Story of Truth, it's called. The Lost Dutchman's Treasure, Story of Truth. But if you can get a copy of it, I'll give you $1,000 for it.
Here. Now, there's a lot of crazy things that happen in those Superstition Mountains, right side of, what is it, Apache Junction, the Superstition Mountains. I've never been. I've been to Apache Junction. I used to pick up when I worked for LabCorp in that little town. The mountains are beautiful, right? I've never been out there hiking. I know people that have been out there hiking, but I know there's a lot of people that they say when you get too close to that Lost Dutchman's gold treasure, they disappear, they get unalived out there. You know, there's a lot of crazy things out there. They're called the Superstition Mountains, y'all. There's shows on the History Channel. People go out there and they try to find the gold, or they see the crazy, ghost encounters people have out there. A lot of crazy stuff out there in Arizona, y'all.
Crazy conspiracy theory that nuclear bombs were not made for humans, but they were made for
aliens. I don't think so.
Well, what about Project Fishbowl? It was basically to test nuclear detonations in the atmosphere and underwater. They let off 29 atmospheric nuclear tests.
Oh my gosh.
In 1962. So shortly after the Roswell incident, they truly wanted to see what a nuclear bomb would do interacting with the atmosphere. And it's like, Why?
So you're telling me we can't use hairspray, but they can shoot bombs off?
The tests involved detonating nuclear devices at altitudes ranging from 20 to 250 miles above Earth's surface. But then they did 2 underwater as well. There's classified documents too, CIA documents, in all these stories about all these nuclear tests. There seems to always be something with UFOs around them, like an interaction with UFOs. And then with those stories about the UFOs coming and disarming nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
But then there's some scenarios to where they actually arm them. So we got UFO sightings from the sky, the ocean, and that's what their targets were. So that's where the theory that nukes weren't made for people, but they were made to combat this UFO, UAP phenomenon.
That's not a bad idea to create a weapon against all that spooky stuff, but that doesn't make sense to me.
You think about all the UFOs and UAPs around nuclear facilities too.
Yeah, but I just think that's because they're nosy.
Maybe.
Been pilot for 43 years. Wow. What shape is the planet? Flat. We're supposed to keep it a secret.
There you go.
Tulsa, Oklahoma passed a $94 million bill to upgrade their own water meter systems right around the time that Mark Wayne Mullen bought Badger meters. Tulsa, Oklahoma is the state that Mark Wayne Mullen represents. He's the senator of it. So then you're like, EPA passes thing, senator buys stock, senator's home state gives $100 million to upgrade water meter systems. Pro for Badger meters, stock is up 50%.
This is a big deal. This was designed. You think Chick-fil-A is designed for addiction? This was highly intentional. Phone in its settings tells you how far it has to be off of your body to prevent cancer. It tells you if you go to your settings to general, you scroll all the way down to legal and regulatory. Who knew this was in the BOWS? Do you see it? I'm in it. Legal and regulatory, click it. The very bottom one says RF exposure. That stands for radio frequency exposure. And then it tells you, mine is on the second paragraph. This must be 5 millimeter separation off of your body. It's about a pencil eraser. So they're covered when you get brain cancer because you put your phone to your head.
I always speak on speakerphone.
You bet you do. Distance is your friend with radio frequency, with electromagnetic fields. But they just came out with a study. It just literally, the further this is away from you, the better. We're seeing a higher rate of testicular cancer on young men because they put their phone. Get your phone out of your pocket. Get it away from your testicles.
That's crazy.
Yes. So back when these were smaller and women put them in their breast, we saw breast cancers the shape of that lithium battery in there. This is radioactive. So you get it off your person. You speak on speakerphone with it, right? You don't put it up your head. You for sure don't have it on your head driving down a road in a metal tube where it's having to work super hard to find a cell signal. So it's putting out more electromagnetic fields.
See, isn't it crazy? How many of you guys speak on your phone on speaker? Right? I mean, when we had flip phones, we always had it up to our ear when we were talking, right? Like, do you think it's just like a subconscious? Like, I've never seen anyone talking on their phone. Now they got the AirPods in, right? Which is even worse. But I'm just thinking, like, do you think our subconscious just knows it's bad to be up here? I mean, I don't remember the last time I've talked to the phone like that. I'm always on speaker, where I was never on speaker before, right? Even when we had landlines, I would never talk on speaker. I'd have the phone up to my ear. So do you think, like, deep down, like our guardian angel say is like keeping the phone away from here? You know, I have it in my pocket sometimes, but when I'm in my car, I put it on the magnet thing. Or my truck doesn't have a magnet thing, so I just put it like tucked in the seat and armrest, like in there. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that like it's bad for us. So I don't see people walking down the street with their phone like that. I always see people on speaker or they got the AirPods in. I don't got AirPods, so I don't know.
This right here was just posted by the SpaceX owner as real. But real quick, right before we get into that, do you know that NLE Chopper came out and said that no one's been to space because of the firmament?
Ain't nobody ever been to space. Really? Nobody. Ever's been outside of this firmament.
He even said that there was no moon landing.
Why do you think that's so? So you think we faked the moon landing? Yes.
And the funniest part has a lot to do with the beginning and the end of the video. He talks about rockets and what they seem to do in the air.
Rockets, when they go up, they start to curve. They start to take the shape of if something was circular.
What do y'all think? Is he right? We're definitely living in a time of awakening. But then this right here, look at how the dirt specks come up in the camera. Of course, it's satire.
They're not
It's
calling that
entertainment. Of
real.
course, it's real. But
They're not
you
calling
know,
that
as far
real.
as
No
satire
way.
goes, they
Henry,
don't
is that
feel the
real?
need to try anymore.
I like
They
Henry,
made that
though. Y'all like
blatantly
Henry?
obvious.
Y'all don't
I
like
guess there's a
Juice.
lot of cosmic faith, if you get what I'm saying.
It made in that whole beef was when he said he rapping like he wanted to get the slaves free. That was the biggest mistake. If he wouldn't have said that, Not Like Us wouldn't even exist.
How so?
And I'm gonna break it down to y'all. When he said you rapping like you want to get the slaves free, all black people said, so if he raps like he want to get the slaves free, and then you rap, then that means you rap like you want us to stay slaves. That
That's what
led
they
to
want.
Kendrick's whole third verse in Like Us.
That's why he's the biggest selling.
Nigga doubled down on calling us some
streamer.
slaves. He not
Damn.
like us. He not black. Basically, that's basically that led to that whole song. I personally feel during that whole rap beef, and it is another minor mistake, like, you know, Drake is heavy in the battle rap culture. Heavy. Like, he rocks with the battle rap culture a lot. I don't understand why wasn't none of them called to help. Like, people should have been called. Like, there's certain people in the battle rap world that he's extremely close with. People should have been called. Like, hey, do you think this is a good idea or not? Like that shit should have been ran by some people. But again, I say this to say, like, you know, a lot of people saying like it's over for him or like he can't bounce back. Like, there is no die in the internet world. It's basically what you do next.
Yeah.
Like, there is no die. It's what you do next.
1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
So pretty much starting tomorrow on March 28th, everything that you say in front of your Amazon Alexa speaker will be sent to Amazon. They used to have a feature called Do Not Send Voice Recordings. That's being completely removed after the 28th. Alexa speakers have always been an always listening device. Supposedly, the reason for it to always be listening is it's waiting for you to say Alexa, which is its wake word. Something I like to remind people is that in 2023, Amazon was fined $25 million after it was revealed that the company had been storing voice recordings of children's interactions around the Alexa. Amazon is saying the reason that they're doing this is that way they can use your voice recordings to help train their AI, which doesn't exactly make me feel better about the situation. And also, don't forget about the fact that Jeff Bezos was at Trump's inauguration. We already know the fucking government listens to everything we say, but this just might have made it a little bit easier for them. But to all those people who put tape over their laptop camera, now might be the time to unplug that Alexa. I don't think you're being paranoid anymore.
We're not seeing ruins of colleges and universities and all of that. So, like, when we look at all the ruins all around the world, like, we're seeing temples and synagogues and churches, but people don't understand that that's where that information was coming from for that period of time. When we went to these temples, they weren't in there singing and reading from a book. They were in there being taught things that they were able to go put into practice. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they were being taught agriculture. You know what I mean? Like, they were being taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to read like thousands of books about people that knew a bunch of shit, like, you start finding out that it's not really about knowing anything. It's about where to go to get the information. You know what I mean?
See, I just said that in yesterday's video, how me and Mama Bear went to that church and they were just, you know, preaching and sit down, stand up. He even said, we're sending the collections out. If you guys donate, you will be blessed. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, that just let off red sign. But I was saying, like, I like to, if I go to church, I want to learn things I can use in my life. Like, teach me so I can put that to work. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I love learning life. I love learning life. That's one thing you can never be an expert at. You always got room to grow. You always can learn life. There's not one expert walking this earth at life, always learning if you want, right? Some people settle. I know when I settle in life, God comes and puts me at rock bottom, and he's like, nope, don't settle. You need to grow. So that's why I never try to settle. I always try to grow. Every time I've settled like 3 times in my life, went to rock bottom, y'all. So I always try to grow. I always try to learn about my mind, about, things I can do to better my mind, or just listen to things to learn. Everything I watch on YouTube, I'm learning tools and how to work on cars. And I'm just constantly learning, y'all. I don't just sit there on TikTok and watch things like this. I like to do that, but I also like to learn things and then go put them to work, right? Learn how to build a shed. Okay, let's go put it to work. Learn how to, just learn how to do things, and I go put it to work, y'all. You just always got to grow in life. Always got to grow.
In you go, boys. We got everything. Warm beds, square meals, homeless women.
I'm going to sit down here with Jake, who's got his dog Bubba. Jake, who is homeless. Jake, you've found yourself some shelter here. Why are you outside during this entire hurricane?
I got a bad feeling about this, Blue.
Well, I chose not to go inside yesterday because the Salvation Army and Russian Wind's homeless shelter, where they were accepting people, were caught killing everybody that was in there. I'm sorry. Right. Okay. All right. So clearly you're homeless, and there are some challenges that you face, sir. I'm just curious, what has it been like out here for you? It's been a little miserable since about 12 o'clock last night. It wasn't too bad before then. About 12 o'clock, lightning, the power went out in the neighborhood over here. And I'm actually a police officer. Okay, sir. I'm curious, as you're here and you're trying to survive outdoors, do you want us to call somebody?
Get in there.
Nice to be indoors, isn't it?
So we're getting some seriously awesome videos of what it looks like for entertainment purposes only, motherships off the coast in the Gulf of Mexico, possibly also known as the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know where we're at with that. I'm not sure if that's final or not. You can let me know. I haven't kept up on that. I'm sorry. But either way, I want you to see these videos because it's really awesome. They caught it, a few people caught it on the live cam that overlooks the ocean, and then they're also seeing them pop up in other places over the ocean, which I think is really funny because if you watch Bashar, I totally watch Bashar. I am weird in a lot of ways. If you follow me, you know this already. If you don't, welcome. Hello. Anyways, Bashar said that what they were going to do was they were going to start showing themselves slowly, and then they were going to show their bigger ships off the coast and just like sit there so that we could see them, but we would know that they weren't aggressive, and we would know not to be scared because we could just, sit there and see that they're not doing anything. They're just saying hello.
I remember somebody said this quote. I don't know who it was. It was just anonymous. And it was one of the saddest quotes ever. And it said, there was a point growing up when you played with your friends for the very last time, and you never realized that was the last time you played outside with your friends. And that hit me so hard because I never thought about that. There was that one day when everybody from the neighborhood was playing and being fun and crazy, and that was the last time. You never thought about it. Never thought about it in that way. So anyway, we're all gonna die.
Like Nick Swartzen.
I guess we're not allowed to joke around anymore. This post says what it says. Obviously, it's a joke. But if you post something like this could actually land you on the FBI terrorism watch list. And I'm not kidding. This is new reporting from investigative journalist Ken Klippenstein. FBI becomes rent-a-cops for CEOs. Feds are watching your sarcastic posts online as part of Trump's new war on terrorism. He points to this FBI memo entitled Heightened Threat to Chief Executive Officers Following the Shooting of a Healthcare Sector Executive. And we're obviously talking about Brian Thompson. Part of the memo says, quote, lone actors unaffiliated with specific ideological groups are using social media to intimidate high-profile employees. They cite a few different examples, one of which is that post that I showed you at the beginning of the video that was posted on December 10th, 2024. Again, it's this one right here, which, come on, is comedy dead? I mean, maybe it did die. Perhaps it died on a cold, wintry morning in December on 6th Avenue. Anyway, there's something sinister about all of this. They have a goal, and that goal is mass surveillance. Okay, Ken writes in his Substack, quote, "What's especially creepy about conflating anti-corporate sentiment with terrorism is that it opens the door to spying on the American people. Counterterrorism is literally the business of pre-crime, in which law enforcement and its intelligence arm work to seek to prevent hypothetical crimes of the future, even where no information exists to suggest any preparation." We have officially entered that Minority Report timeline, except not about things like murdering people, but about just making jokes about CEOs or even your boss.
Watch this.
I want you to fill in the story of the rest of the beginning of the universe. God, spiritual matter, impact on material matter.
Okay, so 2 questions. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, your question, where did God come from, assumes that you're thinking of the wrong, obviously it displays that you're thinking of the wrong God, because the God of the Bible is not affected by time, space, or matter. If he's affected by time, space, or matter, he's not God. Time, space, and matter is what we call a continuum. All of them have to come into existence at the same instant, because if there were matter but no space, where would you put it? If there were matter and space but no time, when would you put it? You cannot have time, space, or matter independently. They have to come into existence simultaneously. The Bible answers that in 10 words. In the beginning, there's time. God created the heaven. There's space, and the earth. There's matter. So you have time, space, matter created a trinity of trinities there. Just, time is past, present, future. Space has length, width, height. Matter has solid, liquid, gas. You have a trinity of trinities created instantaneously, and the God who created them has to be outside of them. If he's limited by time, he's not God. The guy who created this computer is not in the computer. He's not running around in there changing the numbers on the screen, okay? The God who created this universe is outside of the universe. He's above it, beyond it, in it, through it. He's unaffected by it. So, the concept that a spiritual force cannot have any effect on a material body, well then I guess you'd have to explain to me things like emotions and love and hatred and envy and jealousy and rationality. I mean, if your brain is just a random collection of chemicals that form by chance over billions of years, how on earth can you trust your own reasoning processes and the thoughts that you think? Okay, so your question, where did God come from, is assuming a limited God. And that's your problem. The God that I worship is not limited by time, space, or matter. If I could fit the infinite God in my 3-pound brain, he would not be worth worshiping, that's for certain. So that's the God that I worship. Thank you.
So I recently found out from a 6-year-old that if you're playing rock, paper, scissors and you ask the other person what color shirt they're wearing, 99% of the time, they're going to choose scissors. So I tried this. I've tried it with a few people, and every single one chose scissors. So for science, I need you to try it and let me know what happens.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Ask me. Everybody wonder why my smile is so deep. Everybody wonder why my eyes sparkle. Everybody always asks me, why are you smiling when you dance? Because you don't understand the live through. It's worth it to smile. And I'm still smiling. And I'm going to continue to smile. And majority of y'all who continue to ask me and going to tell me that I'm pointing fingers to kiss my natural black ass and miss me with that shit. Bye. Bye. And when it comes out, don't come running back. I shouldn't have to get this nitty gritty for people to wake fuck up. I shouldn't have to say something like that for you to be like, oh shit, she's probably telling the truth. It is pathetic that people gotta go here. It's pathetic that it's gonna take somebody to say it was me for somebody to understand. I'm gonna stop yelling though.
Have you seen, I was like a drink called Sierra Mist?
Yeah.
Have you ever talked about that? What happened with it?
I don't think so.
So there's this drink. It's called Sierra Mist.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, they had to change their name recently.
Why?
There's something crazy, bro.
Sierra Mist.
Because of a TikToker.
Oh, no.
So they changed their name to Starry.
Oh, I've seen Starry, yeah.
Yeah. So do you know why they changed their name, though?
No.
Check this out.
Sierra Mist.
So there was this TikToker that was going super viral, and she was getting a lot of views. Her name was Sierra Mist.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, eventually, when she got too much exposure, too much popularity, Sierra Mist, the beverage, reached out and said, "Hey, you got to change your name, because that's our name."
Yeah.
And you know what she did?
What?
She decided to take time to look into the copyright of the name Sierra Mist. She bought the trademark and the name so she could have it for herself.
Yeah.
And then Sierra Mist was in hot water because she's like, oh fuck, like we don't even have the rights to it no more.
Yeah. So
she has the rights.
So now she can sue?
Yeah. So she could sue Sierra Mist for having her using her name on the drink, on the beverage, because she bought it, right?
Yeah.
So that forced them to be like, oh, okay, they went to a battle of like trying to buy it, this and that, but eventually they just gave up and changed their name to Starry.
Oh,
so they waived the forfeit flag.
Yeah.
After you just gave it up, change your whole name to Starry.
You got to hear what this ex-Satanist calls the wall of protection around a Christian. Check this out.
Christians are not recognized solely by the Bible they carry or the number of fellowships they attend. In the spiritual realm, they are distinguished by a constant radiant light, akin to a brilliant candle within their hearts, a luminous halo around their heads, or an encircling wall of fire. When a Christian walks, angels accompany them, one on their right, one on their left, and one behind, shielding them from our reach. Our only means of success is to lead them into sin, thereby creating an opening for us to infiltrate their lives. When a Christian is driving, we find they are never alone in the car, always accompanied by an angel. If only Christians comprehended the full extent of God's blessings, they would refrain from sin and live with vigilance.
Did you know that your company might be playing white noise in order to distract and calm you if you work in an office setting? Allow me to show you. So, when I say office setting, I mean something like this.
I couldn't do it.
Now, if you pay close attention, there are a bunch of these speakers in this office. It's like every other ceiling tile. And to some people, it might sound like the air coming from the vent. But check this out. So up here, there's a couple of wires, a couple of Cat 5 cables, and this is the speaker, as you can see. Now, if you listen closely, you hear a static sound, right? Sounds like air coming from a vent, but it's literally a speaker. Now, if we go over to this side and I unplug this cable, silence. Back on.
It's kind of loud, yeah.
Silence. Now, you're probably wondering, why would they do something like this? So the real reason is to increase productivity. So they want to help their employees focus and minimize the sounds of keyboards clicking and pens clicking, people walking past your desk with the keys and the badges jingling and whatnot. And it's also one of those things that just help people lock in and focus. It's just one more of those psychological mind tricks that corporate companies use in order to get the most out of their employees.
Got it down to a science.
Follow my page for more tips and tricks that corporate companies use to get you to be more productive.
Yeah, there was one time when he was high on something, pretty sure it was meth, and was sitting on top of the rubble of a recently demolished house, saying that he was Jesus, but nobody could get him down. He's nowhere near the person that I grew up with. I don't know if he ever will be. There's a lot of him that's gone. He doesn't speak anymore. Sometime in the last 3 years, he stopped speaking. When he's out of the hospital and he has his phone, he will communicate through text, or he'll write something in his notes app and show me. And this is the thing that's so infuriating, is our medical system basically sets people like my brother up to fail. And it's this endless cycle where, without his meds, he's a danger to society. anxiety, but with the meds, they're debilitating. And he's so unhappy, so dehumanizing. He's like pinned down and injected. There isn't a place where he can go, like live safely in like a nice assisted living rehab or like really shitty halfway houses or psych facilities where you can't leave, where you have no rights. And so I don't blame him for shutting down. You're put on these meds because you can't function without them, and you're given the crappiest food.
Keyword, the crappiest food, y'all. That's like, I'm so thankful. Y'all know what I have been diagnosed with, whatever. I didn't get into drugs, right? I've been around cocaine in the same room, person next to me doing it. I just never did. I smoked weed, that was it, right? And drank. Thankfully, I didn't get into that, because there's, you know, you do that heavy stuff and you have what's wrong with you, you won't come back, y'all. You won't. You'll go, and it'll be very difficult to come back. Coming back from where I was at was very difficult, but I don't know. I've always grown, listened to the right music, watch the right things, and that's why I get comments on here of people saying, you know, you have that and you're like, you're okay, like you seem like a normal, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I worked on myself like no tomorrow, y'all. I've gone through alone times, and when I was alone, I got to work, you know what I mean? I got to work. I listened to the right podcasts, I listened to the right things, I learned from other people's mistakes, I got to work. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. A little shorter video today. It's late in the day, had a long morning. So I was like, I'm gonna do a quick, I almost didn't put one out. Mama Bear made me come in here and do a video. I almost didn't put one out. I was like, let me just get it together and I'll start tomorrow, but she made me put it out. I'm glad I did. But anyways, I'm out of here, y'all. I'm going to Kohl's right now. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I hope everyone out there has a good Friday, y'all. I forget it's Friday. It's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. Hope what you guys sipping on? Mama Bear bought me a 6-pack of Corona, non-alcohol, right? And when I opened her trunk to get the groceries out, she was going to surprise me with it. They all fell out, busted. One survived. So I'll probably have that one Corona later on tonight, y'all, outside when we're barbecuing or something. Something to sip on, y'all. I still have fun. It's just no alcohol in my system, right? But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Hope everyone has a good Friday. Let me know what you're sipping on, what you're doing today on your Friday night. Let me know down below, y'all. What are you doing? Even if you're just at home chilling, playing some video games, what are you playing, right? I'm thinking about hooking up my Halo. I got my Xbox One in the closet. It's been collecting dust. I've been watching Halo clips on YouTube. I kind of want to get that Master Chief going again and play some Halo 3, that old school. I liked Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 2. Might have to get it going, y'all. One of these days, I might have to get it going. Mama Bear might get upset if I'm in there playing Halo all night. Anyways, I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Later.